Joining me now from Philadelphia, president of the Crime Prevention Research Center, John Lott. John, this new research, two questions. One, who did it? And what were the conclusions overall?
Sure. Well, we did it at the Crime Prevention Research Center. We looked at all the school shootings in the United States of every type, from an accidental discharge up through the mass public shootings that we hear so much about, from 2000 through 2018. And there are two questions that we try to answer. One is, are there dangers that occur from teachers being able to carry guns? You listen to groups like Michael Bloomberg's Everytown or whatever, and they say that students will get a hold of guns, that teachers will accidentally shoot others. We couldn't find a single case like that during the entire 19 years that we looked at. And the thing people need to realize is that we have 20 states that, to varying degrees, actually today have teachers carrying guns at schools. Just in the six most heavily carried states, you have over 1,000 school districts where teachers are currently carrying guns.
All right, John, so let me stop you there for a moment. So this is one question, whether it's safe, right? But when it's almost, to someone who's logical and who believes in the Second Amendment, also may own a couple of firearms or two, it's an illogical question. I know you have to go down that path, but it's
Right.
no more dangerous than a woman carrying a can of mace in her purse. It's only becomes dangerous if you utilize it.
Look, we have 18 million Americans that have concealed permitted handguns in the United States. These people get into trouble at extraordinary low rates. They have any type of firearms related violations, usually trivial ones, at thousands or tens of thousands of 1 percentage points. Police are rarely convicted of firearms related violations, but permit holders are convicted at about 1/10 the rate that the police officers are. And so, if you exclude California, where you're at, and New York, which have very low rates of issuing concealed carry permits, almost 9% of the adult population in the rest of the country has a concealed handgun permit. You go to a restaurant, you go to a movie theater, you go to a mall, you go to a grocery store, it's very likely that someone nearby you has a permanent concealed handgun,
Yeah, and
but you would never know.
that should be a good thing, and Americans should embrace that, and I hope they do. Maybe they will over time against this onslaught, this anti-gun onslaught. But the other question I think that you were asking in this study is the deterrence factor, and really on
Right.
that one, it's kind of hard. I would imagine it's hard to calculate. It's hard to quantify a deterrence. But I do love this as part of your study, John. This picture of a sign out in front of a school. It says, "Attention, please beware that the staff at Ballinger ISD are armed and may use whatever force is necessary to protect our students and staff." Completely
Right.
turning gun-free zone on its ear. And to me, any bad guy, any potential bad guy sees that sign, they're probably going to think twice before they go and try and carry out some nefarious activity.
You would think so. You would think they would make it riskier for them to do it. And the question is, does it? And I can't prove definitively, but what I can say is that it seems like there's evidence for that, because if you look over that 19-year period of time, there's not one shooting attack that's occurred during anything close to school hours. You have nobody's been injured, nobody's been killed in any type of attack, and it at least shows that there's no attacks that occur there, whereas there have been attacks that have occurred and have been increasing over time at other schools that don't allow teachers to be able to go and protect their students.
And of course, parents would worry about accidental discharge. You did some research on that as well, right?
Right. Well, that was part of the problems issue. Uh, and nobody was shot by an accidental discharge. There was one accidental discharge well before school hours in the morning, but it was in a teacher's bathroom, and the only thing that was hit was a toilet. But that's when you're talking about, you know, all the states that have these rules and all the years that many of these states have had them. That's the only case of any type of accidental discharge, none occurring during anything close to school hours.
And again, it's worth repeating, the schools that are gun-free zones that do not embrace the Second Amendment and allowing teachers to carry, they are the targets they have been for the 18 years of research and data that you looked at. John, thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.